In grades 2 through 6, 12 extended writing activities are available. They are referenced in your teacher edition, as well as your student's reading writing companion. It's suggested that students write in a writer's notebook for these activities. They can use a paper notebook or the online writer's notebook. Let's take a look at the online notebook and how you and your students can use it for writing activities. The writing process is completed twice in each unit, once in the first 4 weeks and again in the final 2 weeks. Each step is indicated in your teacher's edition on the Language Arts page. Access the Writer's Notebook by clicking Writing and Research at the top of the screen and selecting Writer's Notebook. The Writer's Notebook opens on the My Students tab. Expand a class blade to view your students. Expand a student blade to view the workshops this student has worked on. They are listed by unit, lesson, and the stage the student has completed. The Teaching Resources tab lists all the resources available to help you when reviewing your students' writing. Click a resource to open it. The Student Resources tab lists the resources available to your students at each stage of the writing process. Click a resource to open it. The All Workshops tab lists all 12 exercises. Click a lesson title to preview the exercise instructions and available resources. You'll have to open the lesson for a particular student on the My Students tab to view that student's work. Your students access their writer's notebook by clicking Write on their dashboard. You can also assign the writing activity so it appears on your students' to-do lists. The writer's notebook appears in the online lessons for Week 1, Day 5, and Week 5, Day 4 in the Reading Writing Companion Expert Model lesson. The notebook exercise appears in the Resource Carousel. You can also find writer's notebook activities in your resource library in the Writing category. Select Assign this resource on the Exercise Action menu to assign it to your class. You will review your students' writing at each step in the writing process. On the My Students tab, expand a student blade to view the workshops the student has worked on, as well as the stage completed. Click the lesson or the stage to access the student's exercise. On the left side of the page is the area where your students complete their writing. The tabs correspond to every step in the writing process. The online writer's notebook allows the student to copy their work to the next step to work on it further. You can look at previous tabs to review their older work and any changes made. The Instruction tab on the right side contains the instructions and resources available for this step. This is also where you can access the scoring rubric. Any resources your students submit, such as the graphic organizer in the Plan stage, will appear on your binder on the My Students Work tab. Before your review, you'll want to lock the current exercise so the student cannot make edits while you are reviewing it. Click the lock link above the tabs. Click OK to confirm. On the Comments tab, click the Add Comment button. Write your comment in the Add Comment pop-up and click Save. To add a comment about a specific portion of the text, highlight the text and add a comment on the pop-up that appears. All your comments appear on the New Comments blade. Your students will have to resolve all your comments before proceeding to the next step. These comments appear on the Resolved Comments blade as they are completed. All of your students' writing can be downloaded and printed. Click the Export to PDF button to create a printable file of what the student has written. Click the Printable Workshop button to create a printable version of the instructions and rubric for this workshop. Be sure to click the Unlock link to unlock the exercise so your student can get back into the workshop. Click the logo in the upper left corner to return to the main Writer's Notebook page. Use the buttons in the upper right corner to go directly to the information on that tab. You will continue this process with each student for each step in the writing activity. At the end of the exercise, on the final step, the student will publish their work and submit it. Click the Lock button on the Instructions tab in the Publish stage to lock the workshop. Students cannot go back and edit their work after they have published. You and your students can go back to previous workshops throughout the year to review their previous work. This concludes our guide to the Writer's Notebook. Be sure to view other tutorials for more information about the Wonders program.